Conservative Media peeps, what's up? It's me, John D. Villarreal. Hey, so I saw this story. Well, first of all, you know that we had this massive blizzard back east, and everyone's like, oh, we can't go anywhere, there's snow everywhere, whatever. And they make fun of Sarah Palin, and these people, hey dude, it's just New York City, man, you got a little snow, whatever, you know, I'm sure it was heavy duty, you deal with it, you get out there and you shovel your thing, whatever, like that. But then again, okay, so I saw this, so that's one thing. That's a big, you know, look, the city's got to move, a lot of people, a lot of commerce, the whole 9 yards, they got a lot of snow out there, and we hope everybody's okay. That's number one, fine. But there's this big blizzard that happened. And then I saw this, and then there's all some people like, hey, we can't go anywhere. I've seen these videos of like some weird stuff with some of these sanitation workers and some cars. We're going to talk about that in the future. And people are all stuck. And I'm seeing this on you know, with the roads are still all kind of a huge snowbanks and everything. I'm like, that's kind of weird. What's going on? Why don't they clear the roads? Why don't they pay these, you know, snowplow people and the city, you know, sanitation people and all? Don't they pay these people to clear these things up? What's going on? I mean, aren't the taxes high in the city because of that reason? So I kind of have my own theories and stuff like that, and well, I wasn't really sure, but I had some, you know, I'm like, it just can't seem weird to me, you know, that someone somewhere somehow dropped the ball. Is it the mayor? Is it the sanitation people? What is it? Is it just that there was just too much snow? I mean, it's just what didn't totally add up for me. And then I saw this article. I believe it's in the New York Post. I'm going to link to it. And they say it's an exclusive. And again, all this entire video is my personal opinion. I'm not alleging any facts. I'm not casting any aspersions. This is for entertainment purposes only. It's up to you to figure out what you think and you make your own decision. That's what's going on. And check the disclaimers. Now, that being said, I saw this article and I looked at it, and there was also information out there on Drudge, and it was linked and that, whatever. And I looked through this article in the New York Post, and I've got a link there in the description, and it was saying something like that there are allegations that this was a work slowdown done on purpose to punk Mayor Bloomberg for cutting a teeny little bit, in my personal opinion, the budgets of the sanitation people, the union people, that they had to lay a few people off and they had to demote some supervisors, this and that, whatever. And the allegations are made in the article. If I'm remembering it right, I might be remembering it wrong. I'm not making these allegations. This is what I read, and it's all my personal opinion. That supposedly, like, yeah, they weren't clearing off some of the main streets, and they were, you know, putting their plows a little higher. So here's the snow, and the little plow goes like this, or maybe, you know, as the snow, it kind of goes like this instead of like this, whatever. So they'd have to do it again and rack up overtime hours and make more money, and to basically punk Mayor Bloomberg. And Mayor Bloomberg is taking it right on the chin on the situation. I mean, he was out there, you know, talking about, yo, we need a mosque at ground zero, or whatever like that. That's my personal opinion. I'm not saying he said that or anything like that. But I mean, look, I said it before. I don't care where the mosque is. Build it wherever you want to do it. As long as you're not hurting anybody else, you have the money to do it, it doesn't matter to me. Do I think that you're going to get along with people if you do that? If your goal is to get along with people, no, that I don't. And I don't think that. And you can see all my videos on that, whatever like that. But as far as I'm concerned, it's a free country. Everybody's welcome here. You do whatever you want. Now, but the point is that Mayor Bloomberg got involved in that issue. Do you really need to get involved in that issue? And then he's hanging out with the I believe, if I remember right, he's hanging out with the no labels people. You know, those idiots. They're like, oh, we don't have any labels. We're just like Rush says. We're just all Democrats, pretty much. Whatever. That's silly. And independent, whatever. And Scarborough, yay, you know, hanging out in his 7th. And it's like, dude, did you drop the I mean, your job, your number one job is to keep the streets. Is to keep. Here's the thing. As mayor, your job isn't to hang out with Moss people or do international thing or go on, you know, Joe Scarborough or anything like that, whatever. I know you're a billionaire, and I congratulate you on Bloomberg. It's fantastic, whatever like that. And most things I agree with you. But I mean, you know, not everything, and I question certain things. But okay, I'm fine. And the thing of it is like, dude, your job as mayor, number one job, is to just make sure the city runs right and it's functioning right. It's like you're the head soup, right? The head supervisor and stuff like that. Make sure the trains are going on time, the streets are clean, people aren't getting mugged going to work, and the city just functions so people, it's okay. That's what your main job is. It's like Obama's main job is to make sure that Al Qaeda or Russia or someone else doesn't blow up our country or whatever, or, you know, a shopping mall or World Trade Center or anything. That's your main job. Not to pass health care, and that, whatever. Main job is to keep us safe and get out of our face. That's really the main job. So the main job of the mayor is to make sure everything works. Well, here, there were several days where planes weren't getting out. Now, you can't really do a lot about that. I mean, that's what, but, I mean, okay, but the city streets were just packed with snow. What's going down? You got to be on top of that. And at first, like, and then he had to switch it on. Yeah, it bit you in the rear, didn't it? But was it his fault? Because this article says, if I remember it right, or it seems to indicate and imply, based upon sources, that maybe the unions did this on purpose. And if they did this on purpose, if there was a job action, then that is a total facial, because you are punking out the people in the city of New York. These are the people that pay your salary. These are the people that you work for. I mean, that is, if that's true, and I'm not saying that it is. I'm saying if that is true, that's as low as it gets. And I say, there's a thing in the law, res ipsa loquitur, right? The thing speaks for itself. All I know was there was snow everywhere, and there was people that were shredded in ambulances that couldn't get to the hospital. They had to carry, I heard reports they had to carry a woman who had a heart attack 5 blocks just to get to an ambulance, stuff like that. You think that's worth it? If they did this, and I don't know they did, and I'm not alleging that. I'm saying if they did it, because I have no idea what happened. If this article is onto something and has some information that there are sources, if this were somehow done on purpose, then that's shameful. And that's on you union people. You think your overtime's worth that? You think that that's fine? You guys aren't getting paid enough? I mean, we're gonna go over some of the union stuff and in my opinion, some of the egregious examples of overpayment of some, in some cases, enormous overpayment, in my personal opinion, for some of these union people. It's like, that's not right. There's something really inherently wrong about, government or public employee unions that can basically, really hold the city hostage, or hold taxpayers hostage, or hold public services hostage. Yes, in this country we have to be able to have a right to organize and freedom of assembly and all that type of stuff. But there's something wrong here, when you can basically say, hey, we're not picking up the trash, or we're not, doing this, or we're not fighting crime, or whatever like that. We got to think about some of these things right here. And people just want a fair deal. And I think here's a case where, people may have been sympathetic to you. I don't know. But if this is true, this thing is going, mark my words, if this is proven true, this is going to be explosive, and there is a showdown coming between the unions and Mayor Bloomberg, and there's also a showdown coming between unions and the city of New York, because New Yorkers, and I know New Yorkers, and I have family from around there, whatever like that. I used to live in New York. People are not going to take that. I think there's going to be very interesting to see how this thing shakes out. But again, I don't know what happened. I'm not alleging that anything happened. This is all my personal opinion, but I'm saying that if you look at this article, it raises a lot of questions. And based upon the fact that those roads were just snarled with snow, and the streets of New York were snarled with snow for so many days, and there's just some weird other stuff that we'll talk about here. There's this big famous video now of the one sanitation worker trying to pull the other sanitation worker, if I'm remembering correctly, and it slams into the Suburban and stuff like that. It's like, what's going on here? And we don't want to paint with too broad a brush, but I think this is serious, and I think people need to look into it. You tell me what you think. All for entertainment purposes only, you know that. Comments below, subscribe above. I'm John D. Villarreal, and you're watching Conservative New Media.